Okay, good morning. Let's see if we can do this in one take. This is the final Hidden Georgia video of the last series. I am back at home. This is my home office in our apartment in Hamburg, Germany, and just finished editing the last video from Georgia. And if you didn't get a chance to see that at the very end, I mentioned that I wanted to make a final recap video as well as share with you guys some of the best images from the entire trip. So over 10 days, I was able to capture, I think like 55 or 56 images, so I'll share a few of those with you at the end of this video, but it is also a chance to recap the first ever hidden photo tour and to kind of go over a little bit of the thoughts and feedback that I have. I've been getting a lot of really good suggestions and ideas from the people that were on the trip. We got a couple of testimonials which are now online on the website, as well as some of you guys that have been commenting on the videos and sending me messages. So if that's you, thank you very much. Any kind of feedback or ideas goes a long way in helping us perfect this product going forward, because this was the first ever hidden photo tour, a concept and idea that James Kerwin and I developed in 2022, and we're trying to give a new twist and a new spin on a classic photography workshop. So some of you do know already, but if you don't, I studied adventure tourism in the Rocky Mountains in British Columbia, and I worked as an adventure tour leader and as well as part of the operations team for G Adventures, which is a small group adventure tour operator based out of Toronto, Canada. And I worked for them for over 5 years, mostly based in South America, but also a little bit here in Europe. So I wanted to take that past and that knowledge and those skill sets that I have from traditional adventure tourism and mix it with the photography workshop stuff that I've been doing for the last number of years with Brendan Van Son primarily, but a little bit with Thomas Heaton, and then through people that I know like Thor Jonasson, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, in Iceland, and then people like Mike Mazul, people that I look up to, people like Mark Adamus, people like Daniel Corden that are doing professional landscape adventure photography workshops in a way that I think is really, really cool. But I want to try and take that unique twist of adding in the abandoned architecture, the stuff that James specializes in, as well as those really hidden kind of off the beaten track locations. So try to take that access, the access that we want to provide privately for the tours, and mix it with general landscapes and adventure and wildlife, of course, and culture. That's a big one. That was part of the Supra at the end of the Hidden Georgia trip, trying to meld in that really rich culture of the destinations that you're visiting. So I could go on for hours and hours and hours about the whole concept, but this video is more about the recap of the first one. So right off the bat, huge thanks to James Kerwin, who partnered with me to create Hidden Photo Tours. We definitely could not have done this without his help and his knowledge of the locations for the abandoned architecture stuff in the series. So that's really good. We work together really, really well, and we've got a couple of great ideas going forward. Also, massive thanks to all the people that joined the trip. We had 11 participants on the first ever tour, 11 people from like 6 or 7 different countries, and they all put their trust in us, to come on the first ever tour. They weren't really sure what they were getting into other than the information that we provided online, and that trust is really, really important. And I know for fact that they all really enjoyed the trip, and every one of them offered really interesting and valuable feedback for me. So overall, very, very positive, of course, but with like little tweaks here and there, which we have implemented into the next tour. We've taken every single piece of suggested advice and been able to create that change going forward, which is really nice. None of the feedback was something that we couldn't implement. So that's a very good thing. And huge thanks to you guys if you were on that trip and you're watching this video. It was a pleasure to travel Georgia with you guys, and I know that you got a ton of really, really great images to go home with and hopefully print, put up on your wall. So that's very, very cool. Now, the trip in general. So the first ever Hidden Photo Tour was a general success. We had a driver, Georgi, local Georgian guy, really good dude. He'll be working with us again next year, which is really exciting. And he is like invaluable when it comes to translations, of course, but also just knowing the general culture and like what we can expect when we're contacting people to try and get private access to these unique hidden locations. And that was invaluable. We couldn't have done it without him. So massive thanks to Georgi and helping us kind of navigate the logistics of the trip through Georgia. Overall, we had good weather, good luck with the locations, and I think, like you'll see from the portfolio, I think we got a really nice overview of what we were hoping to capture from the first ever hidden photo tour. So some of the feedback, you might, if you go and check out the website, you'll see the testimonials. A lot of it came down to food in Georgia is a big issue. It's not really like North American or Western style where you can kind of order individually and pay individually. It actually became a lot easier to order as a table and then share the meals, which we found to be very challenging every day. So if you're on the tour, you know what I'm talking about. But we've actually decided to now include all of the food going forward. So on the next tour in 2024, we're going to like bulk order every single evening, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. The food in Georgia is fantastic. It's really rich. They use a lot of like butter and cheese, so if you're vegan, maybe not the best trip. A lot of meat as well, but also a lot of fresh vegetables, a lot of nice salads, a lot of like unique uses of walnuts and pomegranate and stuff that you might not actually expect. So yeah, interesting mix of food and wine as well. Wine is a huge part of Georgian culture. So part of the supra, the last dinner, was an all-you-can-drink experience at a winemaker's home where they provide just incredible, delicious natural wines. So not a lot of sulfites or preservatives used in their process, which is also very interesting. But overall, the food was kind of a big issue that we have been able to now include in the next trip. Not booze. Don't get too excited, but it will be available if you want to order it every night, obviously. But you've got that included, and then we've also changed up the vehicles. So we had two pretty comfortable vehicles. You know, they were Mercedes vans, 9-seater vans, but at the end of the day, it was a little bit tight sometimes. So we've decided now for the next trip to get 3 vehicles, and we're going to get 3 Mitsubishi Delicas, which is a very unique vehicle. If you haven't seen one before, they're off-road 4x4 vehicles, and we're going to have myself, James, and Georgi driving each one, and that's going to allow us to have a little bit more comfort, a little bit more space, and to get a little bit more off-road as well, which is exciting because we're going to northern Armenia in the next tour. The itinerary is totally different, which may surprise some of you guys, but what we're trying to do with hidden photo tours is to create every individual trip as sort of a unique experience. So we're not going to, we're trying not to duplicate what we've done before, which kind of is gonna be tough because if you've seen the locations in the last few videos and you're like, fuck, I wanna go there, you know, that might not be possible on the next trip because we're deciding to change it. However, with that said, I do want to create like an additional add-on if you want to stay in Georgia a little bit longer, and we can develop, you know, a 4-day itinerary to allow you to go to the places that we have been before as well. So that's still an option, but I want to try and create every individual tour to be a unique standalone product. And that means we're only going to do maybe 2 or 3 a year for the foreseeable future, and we're going to be always changing the destinations as well. So for next year, you've got hidden Georgia and Armenia, which is very exciting. We James and I have gone through the itinerary day by day and created what we believe is a fantastic trip. Once again, it's going to be an absolute adventure with some really unique destinations and hidden locations and private access as well, which is huge. So a lot of that you can find online if you're interested. If not, thanks for watching this one. Overall, super positive, great experience with the first ever hidden photo tour in Georgia. So I hope you've enjoyed this series. And next up for me is heading to Italy. I'm rejoining Brendan Vanson, and we are going to be doing a workshop in the Dolomites, and that'll be classic landscapes. Hopefully we get really, really nice autumn conditions and some beautiful photos. So I'll see you in the next video from Italy.